Hello children, today we are going to study a new topic of science.
Living and non-living things. Mind mapping. Let's understand the concept of living and non-living things with the help of some examples. Living things, human beings, animals, plants and birds are all living things. Non-living things, table, door, toys, fan are non-living things. Living and non-living things. Aims of the lesson: to differentiate between living things and non-living things, to understand the living things that they can move, grow, breathe and need food. They feel happiness, pain and sorrow. Let's learn more about living and non-living things with the help of an activity. Name the things which can move themselves and grow. As you can see in the picture that some things are there which can move on their own and some others which cannot move. Let's see which all things can move on their own. Boy, dog, girl and cat are the things which can move on their own. In our daily life, we see a number of things. They may be natural or man-made, living or non-living. Let's learn more about natural things. Natural things are things that are made up by nature, like the sun, air, water, plants, animals and rocks. They may be living or non-living. Man-made things are the things that are made by humans, like house, car, book and human-made things are always non-living. Living and non-living things. All living things have life. Plants, animals and human beings are living things. The sun, moon, mountains and all human-made things like pens, books and pencils are non-living things. Living things differ from non-living things in many ways. Let us now study the features of living things which make them different from non-living things. Now let's have an activity and recall what we have already read. Have you ever been to park? As you can see, you must have been to a park. As you can see, there's a picture of park and please look into this picture and make the difference between living things and non-living things and name them. Some of the living things that we can see in the picture are plants, horse, children, butterfly, and non-living things in the picture are skateboard, kite, ball, swings. Plants are also living beings like us, but they do not move from one place to another, but they need air and water. Let's learn more about the features of living things with the help of an activity. Have you seen books and tables move on their own? No, the books and tables do not move on their own. The first feature of the living things is living things move. Living things can move on their own. Animals move from one place to another in search of food and shelter. Plants do not move from place to place. And living things do not move at all. We need to push them or move from one place to another. Let's do one more activity for the next feature. Does a doll breathe? No, a doll does not breathe because it is a non-living thing. So the another feature of living thing is living things breathe. All living things need air to breathe. Human beings and animals breathe through their nose. Plants breathe through tiny pores in their leaves. These are called stomata. Non-living things do not breathe. All the animals I have mentioned, including rabbits and horses, breathe through their nose. Let's learn about the next feature of living thing with the help of an activity. Would the clothes you wore as a baby fit you now? If no, why? No, the clothes you wore as a baby will not fit you now because you have grown. So the other feature of living thing is living things grow. Plants and animals grow with time. A tiny seed grows into a baby plant. After some time, it grows into a big plant or tree, whereas non-living things do not grow. The other feature of living thing is, have you ever seen an animal happy? Yes, you must have seen an happy animal. Another feature of living things is living things feel. When we touch an ice cube, our fingers feel cold. When we hear music, our feet start tapping the floor. All living things feel changes around them with the help of their sense organs. Living things feel pain, happiness, and sorrow. Plants feel pain when we pluck flowers or leaves. Fact box. Cockroaches, grasshoppers, and butterflies have antennae to feel changes around them. Let's learn this with the help of an activity. Does a pencil have babies? No, pencil does not have babies. So the another feature of living thing is living things reproduce. All living things reproduce young ones like themselves. Insects, birds, and some other animals like snake and frog lay eggs from which babies come out. Human beings give birth to babies directly, whereas non-living things do not produce. Hen gives birth to chick, woman gives birth to a baby, dog gives birth to a puppy, and cow gives birth to a calf. Now let's revise the concepts. We see living and non-living things in our surroundings. Living things are different from non-living things. Living things can move, breathe, need food, grow, feel, and reproduce. Non-living things do not move, breathe, do not need food, water, grow, feel, or reproduce. Let me introduce the new terms in this chapter. Stomata. What are stomata? Stomata are tiny holes in the leaves. Reproduction. The process of producing babies or young ones is called reproduction. Movement. Any act of moving the body or any part is called movement. Let us learn more about this topic. We see many things around us like human beings, animals, books, plants, car, etc. What are living things? Things that have life are called living things. What are non-living things? Things that do not have life are non-living things. Let's recall about the different features of living things. Things that have life are living things and they can move, they can grow, they need food and water, they can breathe and they can reproduce. Things that do not have life are non-living things and they cannot move, they cannot grow, they cannot breathe, they cannot reproduce and they do not even need food and water. The first important feature of living thing is living things can move. Human beings move using their legs. Animals also use their legs to move. Some animals like snake crawls and fishes swim in the water. Plants cannot move from their place, but like sunflower follows the direction of the sun. In that way they move, and they also move with the wind or air. The next important feature of living things is living things grow. As you can see, a baby grows into a child and then it grows into an adult man. A calf grows into a big cow. A seed grows into a plant and then it grows into a full-fledged tree. The next feature of living things is they need water and food. Human beings depend upon plants and animals for their food. Plants make their own food using water, air, and sunlight. Animals depend upon plants or other animals for their food. Other important feature of living things is they can breathe. Human beings and animals breathe using their lungs and nose. Plants inhale carbon dioxide from the surroundings. Next important feature of living things is living things can reproduce. Reproduction is the process in which a living thing gives birth to a young one of its own kind. A woman gives birth to a baby. A cat gives birth to a kitten. Birds lay eggs from which young ones come out and slowly grow into adults. Now let's learn more about some non-living things. Man-made things. The things made by man are called man-made things, and all the things are non-living. For example, house, fan, chair, computer, bag, and clothes. Some natural things are also non-living, like water, soil, air, minerals, and sunlight. Thank you, and I hope the concept is clear to you.